Jared, I'm going to say, is it good morning to you? It's not good afternoon like here in New York.
Yeah, it's good morning. You betcha.
Good morning. Do you have the coffee? You have the tea? You're prepped for the press day?
I got coffee. I got water. Need some
Got it.
alcohol.
You've got such a energy and attention demanding profession. When you go out into the woods, the forest, the land, etc., what's your routine to get alert and stay alert?
I don't know. You just kind of breathe that fresh air, and that kind of sparks some life into you, and you head out the hill, and you deal with the problems that arise, and there's always problems.
I was giving you the cue to plug Monster Energy or an energy.
Monster Energy, no, no. I'm already wound up enough. I don't need any help with that. So
Well,
coffee's good enough for me.
Well, congratulations on The Last Woodsman. I mean, not everybody gets to star in a show on a major global network like this. How long was it from hearing about the show to it actually coming out?
I think we've been working on this for over a year.
Over a year. And did you have any hesitation in putting yourself out and not being anonymous in your work anymore?
100%. It's been a journey. Definitely worked with some really good people that helped me through it, and excited to show the world what we do.
In the case of being on camera, did you have to undergo any training or change up how you worked?
Uh, she's pretty raw and she's pretty reality. So no training, just kind of went for it. Yeah.
Well, asking you specifically about it, was it that 1 or 2 days you noticed the cameras were there and then you just forgot after a while?
No, no, you never forget. In our business, there's always something happening. So you're always looking out for your comrades, your brotherhood. So now you've added and these people have grown up in the industry, or their dads were a logger, or so you now have entered a bunch of crew that's never done this job before, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And they're there because you're looking out for them. It's kind of the way that we do it. Everybody's looking out for everybody, so we're very aware of who's on site, who's working with us, and then exposing us as well to the world. But we're excited. We definitely live a unique lifestyle out in the
Yeah.
woods, and I'm excited for the world to see.
I'm more curious about the day to day of what you do for a living because if you talk to, say, a teacher, you know that school opens up at 8 o'clock and the last class is over at 2:30. Maybe they give some extra help or they coach something, and they're probably home by 3:30 or 4. What are your hours like in the woods?
Our hours for the crew are usually up at 4 a.m. and they'll be back to the barge about 5 o'clock for dinner. They're never late for dinner, trust me.
And is
The
that
food's
five
too
days?
good. The food is too
Sorry,
good in camp.
sorry to rudely interrupt you, but how many days a week is that they're pulling those hours?
We do a certain amount of shifts, but these guys will work a minimum of 2 weeks before they get to go home and see their family.
Wow. And then how many months of the year is that?
We're pretty blessed unless we get some kind of weather constraints, but we can work up to 11 months a year.
Wow. Okay. I was trying to compare when you find out that people in Alaska work in fishing or oil or something like that, they seem to have well, we're off for these 2 to 4 months. So we take it easy those months and then work really hard. It's not a work hard, play hard industry. That's what I'm hearing.
Definitely, it's a work hard, play hard when the guys have their days off. But we'll get some downtime in heat. Heat in the summer, we usually get a month off. Sometimes we push it, and then in the winter, if snow comes early, we'll get a month off then. So guys will plow snow, or you try to keep everybody working. That's my biggest thing. Is I know everybody has a pay, or everybody has pay bills. Everybody has a mortgage.
Right.
Everybody has a family. Everybody's putting their kids through ball or hockey. Canada, we all love our hockey up here. So
Sure.
I try to keep people working no matter what the weather is. So we definitely push some weather constraints, and it's tough on the guys.
Another thing that I'm curious about that I have no concept of, you find out that certain home improvement shows that the people have endorsements. Like when they use a power drill, they're always sure to go, well, I couldn't do this without my Makita power drill, that kind of a thing. Do you have any endorsements?
No endorsements yet. Nope, too new.
As a music person, you know, Eddie Van Halen, I believe, had his Makita drill endorsement that he'd play on 1 or 2 songs. So is that one of your goals now that you're a mainstream kind of person?
I don't know. My goal is just to really show and sorry, my interest is to really showcase the industry that we're responsible, green, renewable industry, and we got a platform to tell our side of the story now, and it's great because you're never gonna find bigger hearted men doing hard work, and I'm super stoked that the world's gonna be able to see that.
And then around what percentage do you think actually got used for the show? Because if you're telling me that there's like you're up at 4 a.m., you're home by dinner, but that's still like a 12-ish hour day, and you were filmed for long periods of time, but we watch a TV show in 30 to 60 minutes with commercials, is it safe to say that only like 4% of the journey was captured for television?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was a slim amount, and that's the cruise shift. My shift starts early and ends late too, because I like to frequently drive around the woods at night and see where everything's going to get moved. It's a big game of Monopoly, and we got to move all our pieces and stay out of jail. Stay out of jail is a big one, and
Free parking?
we want boardwalk and park place is the goal. So a lot of times I don't get home till midnight or get back into camp till late. We're doing barge moves of equipment. There's just so much going on in this show that there, I don't know if there's a show quite like it. It's quite unique.
The best way that I can relate it, because I knew nothing about what you did for a living until I caught up and I did my research. It's kind of like the fish market in Japan, where the people have the great source of the stuff, but then it has to be sold. Like, I don't think the average person realizes that the premium stuff has to get sold to the right people. For you, was that a difficult part of the business to learn?
Yes, it is. It's a very difficult business. You become great friends with these people, big relationships. Some of the log bars that I work with are just like great friends of mine. Come to my cabin with me and stuff like that. So it's a who you know business, and obviously also who pays the most. We're we got a lot of costs that we need to incur, and we need to get that money for operations. So.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, relationships are everything in business, and I think any businessman will tell you that. But in this business, definitely you live with these guys. They come to camp. They spend a lot of time with you, so you really get an in-depth view on how these guys they are. And I don't know, it's a unique. So you'll have to tune in to see how that's all done.
Well, two quick questions and then I let you go. And the first one is, when you go on vacation, where do you go? Do you go the exact opposite? You go to a beach or a cruise ship?
I'm an avid fisherman, so I like to fish around the world. So I go fishing. It's probably another uncontrollable thing in my life. My wife says, "You, it's that's what I do." So I go all over the wherever I can afford to go fishing is what I do.
And then the last question, I find that whatever somebody does for a living, no matter how fun the job seems, they usually do the exact opposite in their downtime. And you're not really allowed to have any music on while you're working. You have to have ear protection on. You have to have all your senses paying attention, to say the least. When you can control a radio, what do you listen to by choice?
Everything, I guess. I'm not opposed to anything. I just country music, I guess. That's the mantra of loggers. But
Okay.
heavy metal, you're going to meet a pretty interesting character he loves his heavy metal, and you can hear it in his shop truck while he's working. So
Fantastic.
lots of characters. It's going to be interesting how the show portrays us as a logging crew.
Thank you for your time. Congrats on the series, and congrats for shattering so many stereotypes in a positive way, Jared.
Thank you very much.
Paltrocast.